Okay, the recording cut out and I've had to start it again. I don't know if I might have touched my trackpad here. I might have touched my mouse by accident. It's very, very sensitive. You only have to breathe on it and it starts doing things. So I just had to start the recording again. Obviously, yeah, what else would you give a duck? Well, a plant pot. Why can't you think of these things? It's just a case of putting random things together, but it's also looking at things in a very simplistic way. It's easy to look at something like this in somebody else's journal and say, oh, you're so good at drawing, I love your little drawings, they're so cute, etc., etc. But we forget sometimes that actually, if we look at a flying squirrel, yeah, give it an umbrella, why not? See, Rachel's got the right idea. Take two things. This is something that Dee Dee does. What is it she says? A person, a plant, and an idea, I think? Or something like that. A thing, a place, and a person. I think that's it. A thing, a place, and a person. And the person can be any living thing. So a plant or a person, people or an animal or whatever. So an animate object, an inanimate object, and somewhere to put them. This is the same kind of thing. It's just say, you know, what happens if you give a frog an umbrella? And it takes you through all the different steps. So it shows you, draw the head and the body, here's how to draw the basic shapes. And if you do this, look, she looks like she's dancing. So it's very basic. If it's a goth duck, give it a hearse. Yeah. Or an axe. How to draw hair on your little people. Start with your basic template and just change the hair. And you end up with different people. And depending on what hair you give it, you know, if I give one of these pink dreads, it becomes me, doesn't it? If you give a frog an umbrella, he dries up. Oh dear. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It's showing you how to make your little animals cute, cuter, and cutest. Because we all know the head tilt is the cutest way of doing anything, isn't it? And it's even showing you how to make a template and then trace it. So you put your template across and then you tilt the book according to how you... It's like a kid's book. In fact, it probably is a kid's book in Japanese. In Japan, kids probably have this at the age of 4. But, you know, for the rest of us, a zombie duck. Brains. Pride and Prejudice and zombie ducks. That would be funny. Actually, Pride and Prejudice and zombies was funny, but... Anyway, then we move on to patterns. Patterns is actually somewhere that I fall down a bit because I tend to forget what patterns you can do. I tend to always do these kind of loopy patterns and I forget that you can do other stuff. But I like my loopy patterns. Cakes. Kitchen equipment. Flowers. Bunnies. Bunnies and kitties and skunks and frogs and tortoises. Oh, from the front, the back. Yeah, why draw a duck in a hearse from the side when you can do it from the back? You can do patterns, Tracy. Yeah, because you do Zentangle type stuff, don't you? I see. I'm not into Zentangling. I find it. I don't mind colouring, but I'm not into Zentangling really. And then we're moving on to furniture. So now you've got your people and your animals. So you've got your little boy with his teddy. And now you can put your people into situations. So drawing them in sitting in a chair or sweeping the floor or in bed or, you know, in the bath or whatever, sitting on the loo, apparently. No holds barred in Japanese. I keep saying that. Japanese, I mean Japan. Stationery, of course, very important. But, you know, the cool thing is if you've got, like I've got a silhouette and after a fashion I can cut out stickers. By after a fashion, I mean after 3 hours and a lot of swearing. If you can draw these, you can make your own planner stickers. Why not? Make your own sets of planner stickers. You know, all the diary stickers and things everybody loves. If you like hedgehogs or bunnies or elephants or rhinoceroses, you know, when have you ever seen a set of rhino diary stickers? I don't think anybody has done a set of rhino diary stickers. So do your own. Draw your own rhinos. You know, they could be holding little plaques with like to do, or they could have to do banners on their things, or their horns could have little flags coming off them with to do and today and doctor and all that kind of stuff. You know, once you can do this, you can do anything you want, and you don't even need to have a silhouette machine to be able to do this stuff, because you can just draw it on sticky paper. You know, draw out your designs on basic copy paper, and once you've got them refined to what you want, grid up your sticky paper and draw your little icons in, and then cut up your sticky paper. Bam! Handmade stickers. I suggest you do it in waterproof pen, especially if you're just doing it in black and you're going to colour it later. So you could colour them to be a complete set, or colour code them, or you could leave them black and white and colour them as you go. This is even, oh, this has got sewing and stuff, hobbies and clothes. I haven't really looked through this one yet, can you tell? Embroidery patterns, babushkas. They're not called babushkas, are they? Petrushka dolls. I think that's the right word. Not babushka, Petrushka. Something like that anyway. Making little cards. Happy Halloween. There's one for you, Rachel. See how to draw bat. And we're back to kitties and bunnies and pandas and alligators. Of course, why not? And people in costumes. And animals in situations. It's all very basic. And it all builds up on itself, and then you've got all these templates at the back. So you could trace the templates, couldn't you? If you wanted to. If you really couldn't draw them yourself, you could trace the templates. Or you could be really lazy and cut them out of the book. Anyway, that's the pink one. No, I don't know what it's called. But if you go on Etsy and you look for kawaii Japanese drawing book, these all come up. Matrushka, Petrushka, babushka, they're all very similar words. Yeah. Isn't the M in Russian a P? I can't remember. I haven't done just Russian for a long time. I haven't done German for a long time either, but so then we have colouring books. These are from Foxy. Foxy got me these for my birthday. Actually, I think this one's for my birthday, and these ones were ones that she picked up. But this is a tattoo colouring book. It's different to the one that Dee Dee's got. So if you haven't seen Dee Dee's, you can go and have a look at hers as well. This has got a lot more range. So it's got very intricate stuff, but it's also got your basic bling tattoo type stuff. I really like this one because it's got a lot of variation in it. Obligatory mandala, obligatory sugar skull, simple tattoo wallpaper. He's cool. Tribal lion. He's awesome. You've got things like your koi carp and your tribal symbols and butterflies and Celtic stuff and your pin-ups. All the basic stuff that you expect to see on flashcards in tattoo shops, basically. Let's see how many more times I can get basically into that sentence. I like her, she's cool. So lots of variety, lots of different styles. So if you like ink work, but you like different styles as well, then this has got a good range in it. That is the Tattoo Colouring book. It's by Carlton Books. And it's published by Shutterstock. So it doesn't have an author, it's just Shutterstock images that people have uploaded and licensed to Shutterstock. And then we've got, this is the next issue of the one I got at Christmas. This is the Relax with Art one. You get like 24, 25 designs for a month, which is more than enough. Very few people colour one a day. So this has got, I like that one. It's got a lot of scenic stuff in this one, but it's got a lot of variety again. So, and this one is from, I get this one in WH Smith's. So where did you get yours, Foxy? Was it Tesco? So these are available in the supermarkets. It's a UK publication. So if you're not in the UK, you might not be able to get it. But if you're in the UK, yay, we have colour books. Single-sided, but it's, oh yes, it is. No, it's not. It's not perforated, but it is single-sided. So you could take her out and, you know, cut her up and put her in your book if you wanted to. Chinese lions and hummingbirds, pirate treasure, obligatory mandala, scenic stuff, obligatory flowers, birds, pinball machine. That's unusual. Yeah, Tesco. Another obligatory mandala, time capsule thingy, books. I like that one. I might do that one later when I'm watching more zombie films. Ooh, that's cool. These are really nice. You could actually, the paper is really nice. You can do watercolours on these. But these would be really nice framed. You know, if you're into that kind of stuff. They're nice pictures. Even after you've coloured them, they are nice pictures. So what am I trying to say? They're not just crappy colouring pictures. You could actually frame them and they'd be quite cool. I like that one. What the heck is that? Parrots? Toucans? Some kind of weird bird? Dodo? Flamingo? I don't know. Something weird. Roses. See, that'd be nice in the kitchen, wouldn't it? Little pantry thing with teacups and stuff. And you can colour these in however you want. So like me and Rachel, with our gothic tendencies, if we like it all, you know, black and purple, we can do black and purple and gold bits and silver bits and sparkly stuff. And if you like it all pale pink and pastels, then you can colour it all pale pink and pastels. So you can make it match your kitchen if you want to. Miss Maddie, what noise are you making? She's chewing her bone. Umbrellas. Another weird mandala thing. I don't like mandalas. See, there's another kitchen one. A fruit basket. Could do that in the kitchen as well. Just a pattern. So these are quite nice. And you get a different one every month. Hi, Becca. Are they monthly or bi-monthly? I can't remember. I think they're monthly. And they do holiday specials. So there was a Bygones holiday special, which is like 1950s or something. So there's that one. This one I hadn't actually seen before. Creative Colour. But I did see it today in WH Smith's, and Foxy gave it to me, so I suspect she got it in Tesco. Original artwork, issue 10. So it's a monthly one, or a regular, what do they call it, periodical one. And again, it's got some really interesting designs in it. I love him, he's awesome. So that's like, that almost looks like one of those nautical compass things. This one's monthly as well. This one I liked because you could colour these in and cut them out and use them in your planners. You know, like your happy planners and your Erin Condrens and all those. They're really cool size, so you could cut them out and use them as your blocks. In fact, you could cut them out and put them in your planner and then colour them in and have them there as colouring things in your planner if you wanted to. Lots of different styles. Oh, sorry, this is getting caught on something. That would kind of make cool wrapping paper. She's very pretty. Again, you could take her out, put her in your art journal. A tortoise, a teacup and a parakeet with a bowler hat, obviously. I think whoever drew this one may have had a Japanese art book. And then there's like these big bold print things. I did that one. That was done with the artist version of the Derwent colour pencils. So for all those people saying you can't get enough colour out of the artist version, you can get enough colour, you just need more patience. You have to layer them. Dots, which is handy for shading practice. Flowery elephant. You could always paint this in acrylic if you don't like the pattern. You could always paint it in acrylic or gesso it out and redo a different pattern. Or even trace it out and put it in your journal and do it. That one makes my eyes go queer. Penguin. Weird one. And the cake. Little boxes on the hillside. I've got that song stuck in my head now. So yeah, this is quite nice. It's also good for those times when you're sitting in front of the TV in half light and you can't really see what you're doing. There's lots of ones that have got bigger sections in rather than tiny little details. Look at that little piggy. Isn't he cute? Puzzler.com. There they go, that's that one. And then, now you know I bought this one for the bat on the front, don't you? I love this one, it's so cute. This is all crazy animals, awesome animals. And the thing I like about this is it's got lots of white space. So if you wanted to, you could turn this into an art journal in itself. You know, you could paint on the backgrounds and stuff. Or you can just do the animals. Single-sided, but not perforated. So, like I say, you could do it as a... I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Is it a bear? Hi, cat. What is it? Is it a bear? A polar bear, maybe? I'm not entirely sure what it is, to be honest. No, that's a bear. So what's that? Anyone? Any ideas? Sloth? No, it hasn't got claws. I have no idea what that is. Koala. Don't know what that is. Meerkat, maybe? Moose. I love their expressions. Their faces are just hilarious. Drama llama. You think it's a bear as well? But that's a bear. That's definitely a bear. So what's that? It's got this white stripy stuff going on, which makes me think it should have some sort of a pattern, but I can't really see what it is. I'm not sure. Maybe there's an index somewhere. Donkey. They're just so cool. Bat. Crazy hedgehog, crazy snail, crazy skunk, crazy chicken, crazy sheep, crazy cat. They get crazier as they go along. An aardvark. Do you think it could be an aardvark? Where's he gone? Now, aardvarks have pointy noses, don't they? It could be a skunk. It could be a... No, hang on. Skunks have pointy noses, and there's a skunk in here already, I think. Skunks look more like that, but that's not a skunk. That's a fox. That... I would say that was a skunk with the stripe down the back. What the... What is that? I don't know. Maybe it's a polar bear. Do polar bears have tails? I don't know. Maybe we should write in and ask them. So page 15. So yeah, very, very simple. And again, you could just cut these out if you wanted to. Turn it into a whole book. Anything you like. Pair them up. It appealed to my sense of humour anyway. And then I found this, which is gorgeous. I love this. No, Foxy, I didn't get you one because this was the only one they had. Apparently it's very popular. There was another one called Sacred Flowers, but I didn't like that one as much. It was a different style. But this is beautiful. First off, it's a soft-bound book, but it's got a hard-bound cover. It's got a cardboard cover, like children's board books. Yeah? So that means it's easy to colour on your knee. But it's also really light. There's no weight to it. It's not like a hard-bound book, because it's children's card books kind of weight. The paper is delicious. So smooth. This is going to be nice to play in. And it's double-sided, but not quite. So it's kind of done with a hippy-dippy feel to it, where you colour the pages. You know, it's along the lines of mandalas, where you colour the pages, but you think of the divine mysteries associated with the various patterns, words, and the ageless icons and emblems of the spiritual experience of embodiment. Yeah, it's relaxing and it's cool. It's from the Works, this one. It was £6 in the Works. And they just had them in this week. Because they weren't there yesterday, but they were there this morning. It's a HarperCollins book and it's UK $9.99. So it's probably available on Amazon. And it's by Lydia Hess. But look at the style of the illustrations. That's what I liked about it. Because you know me, I don't draw straight lines. My idea is if you draw one line, it has to be perfect. If you go over the lines a few times, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it gives it a kind of sketchy feel. And that's how these are. So she's got a word associated with the emblem. I wouldn't always say the words are entirely what I would associate with the emblem, but you know, you got the idea. You've got cycles, you've got the moon cycles there. Harmony symbols. The union, which is like the 6 cross, you know, the male and female triangles make the Star of David thing. But I love the style of them. They're just really cool. And you've got some that are these like mandala type ones, and then you've got some that are quite plain. So if you're into Zentangling and stuff, you could colour these in with Zentangles and doodles. You've got an order coming in already, have you? Colouring books are awesome though. This will probably be the first and only one that I will finish cover to cover and leave as an entire book. A lot of my colouring books, I pull the pages out and use them in my journals. But I think this one, I would actually do it as an entire book. And I might even use this page to write more about the symbology. Because, you know, I'm big on symbols. I've got my big book of huge book of symbols over there because I use a lot of symbols and stuff. But you know, because you look up these symbols and say, well, okay, what else are these symbols to do with? So as well as using them as a colouring book, you could use it as a reference book for those of us who are into that sort of stuff. Dimensions and things. I'm sure there's supposed to be a TARDIS in the middle of that. The cosmos. So you've got all the different symbology of the sun and the moon and the tree of life and, you know, all that kind of stuff. The triquetra. The continual sphere. Strength. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. I wouldn't say that was a strength symbol, that's a Brigid cross. So you've got more feminine looking ones for those of you who like the girly stuff. Om. I can never remember the name of that one. Hamas, is it? What's it called? That's the eye of protection. But the hand is called... I can't remember. Neflumps. Obligatory mandala. Another obligatory mandala. You need this one, Tracy. Yeah, you'd like this one. Like I said, I would have got you one, but it was the only one I could find. There was this one, and there was a green one called Sacred Flowers, and there was loads of the green one, but there was only one of these yellow ones. And she said they'd just come in that morning and they'd already sold nearly all of the yellow ones. She did think there might be some more at the back, but she didn't seem overly encouraged to go and have a look for me. So the great Artuin. When he was a baby. Tree of Life. Partridge in a Pear Tree. Awaken. That's twice that's in there. Ooh, little dragon and tiger. They're cool. I like those. Despite the fact the dragon looks like he's trying to lick the tiger's bum. But, you know, animals do that, don't they? Well, dogs do, anyway. Wow, we're up to 17 people. Hello, people. Thanks for joining us. 18. Crikey. Koi carp. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. I like this. The Eternal Knot. The 7-point star. Or the fairy star. Another Tree of Life. Zodiac. Zodiac signs. Whatever that is. Lots of triangles. journey. This looks familiar. Gonna have to go to the works tomorrow. This is my favourite one, obviously, because it matches my tattoo. Love this one. This one may actually get photocopied and coloured in and put in a frame because I really like that design. Enlighten. The quest. The end. Isn't it lovely though? And I love the style of this one. I really do love the style of this one. You could even use it like kind of a book of shadows where you look up different symbols, you know, like this is... Unfortunately, it doesn't use the actual names of some of the symbols. Like you'd have to know that that was the Om symbol in order to look it up. But I'm sure if you looked at that and went, well, it looks kind of Arabic, Indian, kind of something, Sanskrit maybe, and then put in symbols, I'm pretty sure that would be one of the first ones that would come up. So you'd be able to find it on the internet, excuse me. But yeah, I really like this one. I think it's lovely. And I love the fact that it's a board book. So it's nice and light, but also you can colour in it easily without it flopping over. So there you go, that's that one. Oh, sorry, it's called Sacred Symbols by Lydia Hess. And it's a HarperCollins publication, so like I say, it's probably on Amazon. So, what else did I get? I got... This was... Look at this. It started off, when I saw these when the film came out, this is the calendar for Crimson Peak film. When I saw these when the film came out, they were a tenner, even in the works. Then they were reduced to £3, then £1.50, then £1.50 to 75p, and I thought, well, I'm going to have a couple of them. So I bought two, one to put on the wall and one to cut up and put in my art journal. Because, you know, I love the imagery. So, let's have a look. Sorry about the glare. Just going to have to deal with that. Bit of cardboard. So we've got, this is the thing from the video, the front of the video. Then we've got the world's most useless calendar hanger, because if you hung it up with that hanger, you'd never be able to open the pages. So that's just completely pointless. So there's the house, and we've got the sister. I'm not good with names. You know I'm not good with names. Tom. Let's just stroke the Tom for a second. We stroke the Tom. There we go. And the blonde one. And the strange one. Oh, look at her jewellery. That ring is so beautiful. I want it. And Tom again. Stroke the Tom. And the sister again. And the weird one again. And the blonde one again. And Tom. We like the Tom ones, okay? I like the sister as well, actually. She was really good. Oh, I like that. That's very Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? That is the girl who was Alice in Wonderland, though. Mia Mijwowski, or whatever her name is. So there we go. And the other side of it is equally cool, in case you were wondering. So that's what the other side of it looks like. It's very gothic. I like it. So I got one to hang up on the wall and one to cut up, as you do. Oops. Sorry. I also found this. And no, Foxy, I didn't get you one of these either because they didn't have the purple ones, and I knew if I got you a pink one, you'd said, oh, that's lovely. Did they not have it in purple? So have a look for these. They were in the stationery aisle by the pencil cases. But they fit my Happy Planner. It was £4. It's got 3 large pockets. But my planner fits in it beautifully. 7x9 planner fits perfectly. And then you've got your, obviously you've got your zips on the front for your stickers and your pens and things. And the best bit about it is it's got a holder. Now I don't know how hefty that holder would be, but it means you can hang it up. You know, you can hang it up next to your desk or whatever, or you could carry it by that, or you could, you know, whatever you want to do. Carry it under your arm, whatever. I don't know. But it's a nice alternative to having a little baggie, because I've been using my little planner bag that I set up, but what I find is I tend to leave it on my desk because it's kind of annoying. It doesn't stand up on its own. Whereas this one, I can open this and I can have stuff in here and then I can shove it back in the pockets and it won't sprawl over everywhere because it's not meant to stand up. Whereas the standy-uppy one doesn't stand up, it kind of flops over to one side. So, yeah, I thought for £4 that's not bad. And zips are quite sturdy as well, which surprisingly on the work stuff they usually are. So they also had them in black, red, blue, and since they had pink, I'm pretty sure they probably would have had purple, because all this own brand stuff is always available in those colours. So, yeah, very nice. I got the pink, obviously. Could have gone with the black, but I went with the pink. So, what else have I got? Right, I think that's bought stuff. Unless you count the fact that I bought some Moleskine Cahiers and I got some more pens, the Tri Plus fine liners, because my set is running out. I have a set, I already had the set of 12, I think. And when I went to replace them, I looked at the price and I thought, well, hang on a minute. 12 is half the price of 36 on eBay, so I got the 36. So these are the 30 basic colours plus the 6 fluorescent colours. So I now have highlighter ones as well. I love my Tri Plus liners. They are my favourites. But these don't come in the natty case. If you want the natty case, you have to spend like 40 quid in WH Smith's. I spent 20 quid on Amazon, on eBay, and got the 36 set. And of course you can hang it up and stuff if you want to. But look at all the pretty colours. You've got pale lavenders and things. The only thing it's missing is a really good flesh tone. It's got a very pale pink, which I believe is supposed to be a flesh tone. Oh, they're going to be coming out of this box. Oh yeah, they won't be staying in that box very long. There you go. Now you can see the colours properly. So they've got this very pale pink, but it's not very, very pale. But there's nothing to go with it. That's as close. That's all you've got for a flesh tone. So if you wanted to do colouring in with it, then you'd need something a bit more to do flesh tones. Unless you just wanted to colour them all in one colour. But then you've got the... Yeah, it's got the basic 36 and then it's got the highlighters. But they won't be staying in that box, they'll be coming out of that box pronto. So, what else have I got? Oh, I got these. These are kind of cool. I got these on eBay. I wanted somehow to be able to put these pencils on the desk without ruining the points, but still be able to see the colours. And this works. So I see it like that. It's kind of hard to show you when it's full, but it looks like that. And it's got 4 different compartments. Whoops. So I've got my Duents, my artist Duents out here. I've got my Coloursoft ones are in my Kipling case, which I use for colouring in, because the Duents are cheap and easy to replace, and they give really good colour payoff, but they're blendable as well. So when I'm not doing professional work, I really like using the Duent Colorsofts. They are very gratifying, especially over if you use them as mixed media over watercolour and then use pens with them as well. They really are beautifully rich. But I like these artists' colours for professional stuff. So when I'm teaching, I use these and my Faber-Castells and Prismacolors. So in the other 2, I've got my Prismacolors and Faber-Castell all mixed in together. And I've got my flesh tones, light flesh tones, dark flesh tones, reds and pinks, purples, neutrals, greys, browns, yellows and ochres, and dark browns. You will notice I don't have green, blue, orange and all that lot. Those are in a box in my trolley over here because I don't use those colours very often. So those colours, all these colours, whoops, are in here because I don't need to have them out because I don't reach for those colours very often. I just don't go for fiery colours. Unless I'm doing like blonde hair or something like that, I tend to go for dark colours and neutral tones. So I've got my dark colours and neutral tones, and then if I need the odd yellow, whoops, I just knocked that over, that was clever. If I need the odd yellow or green, I've got my artist colours here anyway. So I probably should find a landscape artist to donate all my blue and greens to, because every time I buy a set of 72 pencils, there is at least 25 that I'm never ever going to use. Because I just don't do green and yellow stuff and blue stuff very often. I've got like 2 blues that I use. I use Prussian blue a lot and I use indigo a lot. But, you know, you have to colour a lot of eyes to use up all your blues. If that's, you know, if all you're doing is eyes, you're not going to use your blues up very fast. So those were £1 on eBay, and I just looked for pencil pots. This is my happy planner, so I'll update you on this one. This is a Heidi swap pouch. Now, I got this from Anna. It was something that she was clearing out because she was clearing it out on her group because it was damaged. The stuff inside had got bent, so she couldn't sell it, so she sold it cheaply in her group. Honestly, I have to say, for the price I paid for it, you know, it was only £5 with all the stuff in it, which was fine. But I looked up the actual price and I nearly swallowed my tongue because honestly, this is a piece of crap. Don't bother buying it. It's rubbish. It's not well sewn. It's badly sewn. Look at the rippling and zip. That's badly sewn. Even though it was damaged. I mean, it was only damaged because where it was in the packaging and the packaging had got bent over like that. That's all that was damaged about it. So the bag isn't damaged. This is what the bag actually looks like. Yeah. It doesn't fit, doesn't measure properly. It's badly cut, it's badly finished. I ended up having to cut loads of bits off the zip because it wasn't finished off properly. It's basically cheap tap made in China. So if you were thinking of getting this, don't bother. It comes with the stickers, which you can see. Can you see where the stickers have left an indentation in the bag? They've left marks on the bag. The stickers don't stick, and the flags that come with them also don't stick. So, yeah, bit disappointed, Heidi Swap. Her stuff's usually really good, but this is just cheap tat. However, I still put some tape on it and made it fit my happy planner. So now I've got a thing to put on here that I can just throw my pens in for the week. So, because I'm kind of using a colour scheme every week, so this week I'm using brown and gold, so I've just got a couple of brown pens in there, a pencil and a black pen, and a couple of stickers that I've been using. These are my black and white stickers that I use every week, and colour them in. So, you won't have seen this cover on a happy planner. This is because this is contact paper, sticky back plastic, whatever you call it, where you are from. It's holographic and pretty colours, and basically I just stuck it over the top of the happy planner cover because the happy planner cover was atrocious. It was the best of a bad bunch, but it was awful. So I went for this instead, and literally just stuck it onto the original cover, because you can peel this off. As long as you're careful, you can peel this off, wipe it down with a bit of alcohol, and you're back to where you started. It's not going to damage the cover. But it looks a heck of a lot better than the cover did to begin with. And I've done the front and back. I think I did a video on this actually. If you go on my YouTube, I've got a video on how to do this, showing you how to cut it and measure it and everything, if you're not particularly, into cutting and measuring things. So, obviously all the twee scrapbooking moms stuff had to go. So I've gothed it up. This was just I think this was the back page of a magazine. I can't remember, but I like the dog. He's cool. So I just stuck it in there. And then I prettied up this bit. My word for the year is magical. So you'll see that quite a lot in here. Been filling in my monthly stuff. You get one of these every month, and this is the watercolour one. And the 6 months that I didn't use, I took those out. The tabs, July to December, I've repurposed. You'll see those as I go through. These from July to December, I cut these up. So I cut this out and turned it into a sticker, and I cut this out and I can use it in my journal, and I cut these out and I can use them as like journaling cards. So I think altogether I've wasted, as in thrown away, about 5 pages. Everything else I've used, because anything that was just had dates and days of the week on, I covered it with white sticky paper and I put it in the back as notepaper. So I've redone some of my dividers, but not all of them. This has got January Morn by Nelda Harmon on it. My monthlies, I was using this to organise my work stuff, but then I realised that was a bit redundant because that's what my bullet journal's for. And I really don't need to have a monthly overview because I've got it all in my bullet journal. So I'm going to do something different with this for February. This was the end of December, so I put my magical morning thing on this because I'm doing, if you haven't heard this before, I'm sure you have. If you have, go make a coffee. If you haven't, I'm doing Susie Blue's Paint, Plan and Chronicle class, and I'm also one of her patrons. So we do artwork and stuff as well, which you'll see some of that in a minute. But Paint, Plan and Chronicle is free and it's on YouTube. So you get the basic videos on YouTube if you want to do them and play along. And every week we just have a theme for the week, and she talks you through it and shows you what she's done. We didn't have one last week because she was sick, but I think we've got one coming up this week. So, started off doing it according to the, well, these first few weeks are transferred from another book I was using, because I'm not going to get into it. I explained it on a previous Ustream, and it still makes me mad. So these were in a previous book, and then this was the first week I did kind of half in this book. So got my goals for the week, my shopping list, my magical mornings. I've been getting up between 7 and 9 every single day, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 days where I've just gone to bed so late there was no way I was getting up before 10. So if I get on, my pact with myself is, if I get up early enough, I do a magical morning. If I don't get up early enough, I don't get to have a magical morning. So it gets me out of bed. My birthday cards, which I think I talked about last time, I basically just took the cards, tore them in half, stuck them back to back so that I've got both sides of the card easily available and only on one string, one thickness of card. And then I punched holes with them, put them in here. There's the second half of the week. February so far, obviously I haven't filled in all of this yet. I found my bat. This is again just cardstock, scrapbooking paper stuck on, and I used Alone from Edgar Allan Poe. Because, you know, Valentine's Day, so obviously. Got to go with something themed for the month, haven't you, for Valentine's Day? Oh, never mind. I went goth. Paint Plan and Chronicle. This, now I was going to do something different for this month because I started off putting my When Frogs Sing stuff in here because this is a Sunday start, and Sunday start drives me nuts. I always put things in the wrong day. This is Wednesday, this is the weekend. That's how it works. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, weekend. Americans, you're weird. I don't understand the concept of having a Monday start week but a Sunday start month. It just makes no sense. Anyway, I started putting my When Frogs Sing stuff in here because that helped me not see Sunday as a day. I could negate it. But I still find I'm putting things in the wrong days. So I kind of stopped doing it this month. I decided to put a thing here in this column because I didn't use this column for January at all. So I thought, well, I'll put the Paint Chronicle prompts in there, but we've only had one because Susie was sick. So we didn't have a week 7 prompt, but I think we're going to have a week 8. But then I thought, you know what, I could do something better with this. I want to do a bit of scrapbooking, but I don't want to do a crazy amount of scrapbooking because, as you'll see in a minute, I do a lot of scrapbooking in my journal. So I thought my Instagram pictures, because I post on Instagram virtually every day. Not all the time. Some days I post 5 or 6 times, and some days I won't post the next day. But for the majority of the time, I post 1 or 2 photos every day. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. What if I printed them out on my Mac on contact as contact images on a custom size? These are, I think, 4 centimeters square. They're like 1.5 inches or something. If I did it just a little bit shy of 4.5, so if I did shy of 4, sorry. So if I did it 3 or 3.5 instead of 4, I could fit the square in there, and I could have a photo every day off my Instagram of the ones that I don't put in my journal. So I'd kind of have a visual record of the month. I thought it'd be something fun to try. So I was going to try that for the last 2 weeks of this month and just see how it goes. And if you don't have a photograph, you could always use something else. Like today we've been to see Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I can always get a picture of the film poster and print that out and put a picture of the film poster in there because I went to see a film. Or I could, I've been reading Bazaar of Dreams by Stephen King, so I could print that out as my book of the month and put that in there on a day, you know, for my currently reading on a day that I don't have another photo or something like that. Just so you got a visual record. I thought that might be cool. So I'm going to try that. And then February, I've been in this properly. So this is, I basically do, Sunday I start setting up my week. Monday morning, this is what I do. Because I don't do Monday mornings. I try not to do Mondays. But Monday morning is just a write-off. Until I've had my coffee and my brain dump and I've figured out what I'm going to do for the week, I can't get going until about 2 o'clock on a Monday. Any other day of the week I can be up and going whatever time I need to be, but Mondays, forget it, it just doesn't happen. So I deliberately spend Monday setting up my week, deciding on my colour scheme for the week and things like that. I don't really have a theme as such, but I kind of did go for a little kind of foxy wolfy doggy theme this week, but not particularly. I don't know why that ran. The colour ran and I don't know how. I might spill my coffee on it, that happens. But I'm not precious about this. I just put in odd bits and pieces. This is kind of my personal planner. So although I do put things like a big box saying, oh, I'm editing today, or I'm working on When Frogs Sing today, I don't plan my When Frogs Sing stuff in here. That goes in my bullet journal. My bullet journal is here. My bullet journal is not decorated. It is plain, it is functional, and the only bit it has is, because I took these stickers out, I decided I wasn't going to use the stickers in here to denote when I had, originally I was using the hearts for when I had a YouTube video due and the dots for when I had a class video due, and I just transferred them out here because they're removable. So I can keep using them. So I thought, well, I'll use them in here, and then as I do one, I'll write in what I've done and I'll move it to the next week. So it just adds a little bit of visual interest without going crazy. I am still using my Finsbury as my wallet and my bullet journal and all that kind of crazy stuff. I love it. It works. It's fantastic. The only thing is, for the next couple of weeks, I've got so much to do. I'm actually going to have to come out of this into probably just a moleskin cahier. I've got some moleskin square cahiers. Because the moleskin square cahiers are cheaper than getting square paper for this. Simple as that. Otherwise I would have just chucked square paper in here. But I've got stuff to do that needs more than this in room. I could have just transferred square paper into this instead of my undated calendar, but I just can't be arsed with like cutting down paper to the right size and punching holes in it. So I would end up buying Filofax paper, and Filofax paper is really expensive. I refuse to buy a pack of 25 sheets for the same price as I can get a set of moleskin cahiers. So just for a couple of weeks, I'm going to move into a moleskin cahier for work. But I'm still using this as my bullet journal. And what I plan to do in the cahiers, you're all gone very quiet. Are you all mesmerised or are you colouring? In the moleskin cahiers, the back few pages here, I think they're 64 pages and the back 16 are perforated, so they're really easy to remove. So what I was going to do is mark off how big that is on personal size paper. So get one of these and mark off how big that is on my squares, and use those pages for any collections that I need to do this month. And then when I'm done, I can just cut that bit of paper down and put it in my Filofax. Because the whole point of moving into the Filofax was so I'd have my collections from one book to the next to the next. Because I was getting annoyed with how fast I was filling up books and not then having to copy my collections over all the time. I don't have time for that. So I've got my collections in here, and then if I put them on the back pages, I can cut them out and put them in here when the book is finished, which seemed like a good idea to me. And then obviously this is my wallet as well. I've got all my cards and stuff in here as well. So, you know, when I'm out and about and I need to put in appointments, I've still got my dated diary at the moment, and I can just use post-it notes or whatever. Just put some post-it notes on here, or use a scrap of paper to write down anything for future appointments, rather than wasting my undated calendars pages. You're all colouring, okay. It worries me when everybody goes quiet. But as long as you're all busy, that's fine. So, it does look like I'm doing a lot of writing in here, but actually I'm not really. This isn't journal writing, this is making notes regarding the class stuff that we're doing for Paint, Plan and Chronicle, and for the Patron stuff with Susie Blue. So I've got notes on like what I'm doing with my planner. I do have a couple of notes here for stuff that was going on that day, because it was really frustrating me. But a lot of this is, like I need to look out my boards so that I can do my Paint, Plan and Chronicle thing and everything else and stuff like that. It's not really journaling, it's notes more than anything. You'll see why in a minute. So yeah, just odd bits and pieces, vet reminders. Last Sunday I spent the morning making up bags of smoothies so that I can, you know, first thing in the morning I have to stand there at the freezer looking at the fruit in the freezer and the stuff in the freezer and saying, what am I going to have in my smoothie today? I don't have to do that now. I've just bagged it all up into random bags. I just have to grab a bag. All I have to do is decide whether I want a big smoothie or a little smoothie. And I just grab a bag as labelled and go. And then I go, oh, this one's got strawberries and bananas in it. Cool. No thinking is good. And then this week I did, this is my today marker, which I made out of one of the spare tab thingies, these things, from the, because it's an 18-month planner, so I had 6 spare. So I made this, and this is a Susie stamp. It seemed appropriate since it's for Paint, Plan and Chronicle for her class. So she's not a Susie Blue, she's a Susie Black. She's a goth Susie. Stickers with stuff that I need to do for the week. Just, you know, I went for a, you know, why go for pink for Valentine's? Pink hearts and flowers for Valentine's Day when you can have an apothecary of death theme, right? So I went for kind of a skulls and poisons and potions and ravens and things. I've got to fill in the last 2 days, because the last 2 days I had yesterday off and I've had this afternoon off, so I've got some bits and pieces to put in there, and obviously, you know, films we've been to see and things like that. But I'll do that tonight while I'm watching telly, because I'm not working tonight. I have got videos to edit tonight, but I just can't. I can't do a show and then edit videos as well. So I will get up tomorrow morning and do a magical morning, and then I will start putting stuff on to cook, and then I'll do a bit of editing tomorrow afternoon. I'd rather give up an hour or 2 on a Sunday when I'm awake than try and squeeze it in on a Saturday night. So this is what the planner actually looks like. So you can see I do change it quite a lot with stickers and washi tape and colouring in and just, you know, all sorts of stuff. And I'm supposed to put my affirmation for the week on here, but I keep forgetting to write it on. But yeah, that's where that's up to. And then I started on next month's divider. I've got an orange piece that's going on there because I'm going to use it as a pocket. I haven't done anything with that one yet, or that one. This one I need to stick that on there. That's going to be a secretarial pocket for papers and stuff. So this was one of the dividers that I'm reusing. This was one of the 6 extra dividers. Then I used another one of the 6 extra dividers. This is not staying like this. I plan to put on a, you know the, what's it called? Sweeney Todd. Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter in their Victorian outfits on the beach. Yeah, that's going on there. You just started journaling, have you, Kat? Excellent. Written, drawing, art journal, bit of everything. So this is a pocket one. I made this in a previous stream. You'd have seen this on the first one where I had my happy planner, if you go and look. We do various of these little card things and stuff like that in the class. So I've just popped them in there. I think that's the only one I've done. I really like that one. That's one of the few that I actually really like. I might have to do a girl to go on there. I think that would look really cool with a girl drawn on it and kind of mixed media'd. That's really ugly. That's not too bad. I cut out, this was plain, and I've had this, it's kind of like Victorian wallpaper with blood splatters all over it. And I thought, hey, that'd be really cool on the heart. So I traced the heart shape and then cut it out of the paper. Ta-da! Gothic divider. This one's a bit pink and sparkly because I needed to put this on. But underneath it was so ugly. It had that stupid quote on it. If you, what is it? If you don't move, you're standing still or something? If you don't take a step forward, you will stay in the same place. Well, duh. Stupid, meaningless quotes. But I liked this one with the writing on it. So I put some pink sparkly washi tape on it, and I've just got a few bits and pieces. I've been keeping my old recipe things in there because on the back of my today marker, I've got this little magnetic bookmark, which I stuck a button on, and I keep my meals for the week on there, and I write my recipes on there if I need them. And at the moment I've got my tickets in there as well for my films that we've been to see this week. December I think is awful. Yes, December is awful. And then at the back I've used, no, I haven't used one of the dividers. I was going to use one of the dividers. I've got another divider somewhere, but I'm not sure where I've put it. That's the last one. So I'm going to put it in here because this is a notes section. You only get 1 page of notes from the Happy Planners. So I took one of the spare monthly pages, which has month on the front and week on the back, and I drew out the diameters. So I know, 3 squares, 120 millimeters wide, 2 squares, 80 millimeters tall. I want to do a header for this. How tall is it? If I want to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they need to be 17 millimeters tall. So if I do stickers of my own, I know how big to cut them. And then I've done the same for the week on this side. And then I've got my books to read in here because I'm using this planner for the year. So it seemed more sensible to put it in here than to put it in my bullet journal. Because I've also got my book challenge card in here, but I don't know where I've put it. And then these are all weekly pages from the July to December, and all I did was I put white sticky on the top. Some of them I turned upside down, so I had the patterns on the top. Yeah, I just, any odd bits of washi tape or whatever, I stick them in there, and I'm using these for notes. Because I refuse to waste paper. So that is my happy planner for Paint Plan and Chronicle. Like I say, I'm going to print out contact pictures of this. It's a thing you can do on the Mac. If you use iPhoto, you can print out contact sheets or you can print custom size photos. But if you print lengthways photos, what are they called? Landscape photos and portrait photos in the same contact sheet, all your landscape photos will be flipped that way. So you do have to be aware of that and print your portrait photos and your landscape photos separately so that you can resize them to the right size or crop them to the right size. But I intend to use my Instagram photos, so it's just a case of downloading them off Instagram, chucking them into iPhoto, selecting them all, sticking it on a custom sheet and printing them out 3x3 or 3.5 by 3.5 centimetres so that they fit in these boxes, but you can still see the dates. You're not sure about your drawings, Kat? Yeah, if you just started, then you're probably just a beginner drawer. That's okay. We all have to start somewhere. So that's my happy planner. That's my personal planner. My work planning, like I say, is currently done in my bullet journal in here, and this week it's going to be transferred just into a Moleskine Cahier because my bullet journal is not pretty. It's scribbly, and I just throw lots of stuff in it. It's function, not form for that one. Then I've got my actual journal, which you've seen most of this. I haven't done a lot for January or February, to be honest. I've got some writing to put into here. Coloured a stamp, blah, blah, blah. Like I say, I've got some writing to put in here, but I've been doing some scrapbooking type stuff more than anything. And then we did, this is one of the things we've been doing for Paint Planner Chronicle. I did a petite Amy. This is using, we're actually doing an Amy Winehouse picture last month, but I didn't have time to do it. So I used one of my Susie stamps and did a petite Amy. And I think she's adorable. I'm going to take her out of here and put her on board and make her a proper painting. Because I really like her. I think she's cute. Even though I spilled coffee all over her. But then she won't be in my journal. So what I did was I took photos of her and I printed the photos out and put them here, and I'm going to write about what I'm doing with the picture. See? Clever. So if you want to take something out of your journal, you can always take photos of it and put it in your journal. And then that's just a quote from Amy. I conquered my silhouette. Managed to print my name and cut it out in about, 3 minutes, and then I spent the next 4.5 hours trying to figure out how to do stickers. I'm still working on it. And then the rest of it is mostly writing. Yeah, it's all just writing. This is the February journal prompts for Paint Planner Chronicle. So Moleskine Cahier, and I will put my bullet journal Moleskine Cahier. There's my other ticket. I'll put my bullet journal Moleskine Cahier in here as well, probably, so that I don't have to have yet another book. And I also got, I got these little, the Colour a Month Moleskines. They come in an adorable little box. You get one for each month, different colours. I got them really cheap on eBay. Never had them before. Thought they'd be fun for just writing day-to-day notes. So that's why there's not an awful lot of journaling in my planner, because I tend to put day-to-day notes in here. What we've done, where we've been, what happened. Got happy mail from Mrs. Brimble's, quotes I've seen, things like that. Note lists of stuff that I want to do. Just the kind of general stuff that I normally do on sticky notes and don't keep, but then I'm always like, where's my sticky note? I wish I'd kept that. They're okay. Brand new, they cost about £30. I think I paid £9 for mine on eBay. I was a bit surprised to find that half the book is the Moleskine bump. Every single one of these books has, obviously, the intro page, but every single one of these books has the personal data, the year at a glance, and then monthly all the way through, from January through to December, and then 2017 year at a glance. And then it has holidays and events for the year, and then it has the times, and then it has travel plans, and then it has flight durations, and then it has, you know, all this crap that they put in the beginning of every single Moleskine, which I was a bit disappointed about, frankly. For the price, I could have got a set of Volants in this size, and, you know, half of the book, so I would need 6 to have one a day. So I could have bought 3 sets of Volant notebooks, because they come in pairs, for the same price as I bought, actually for a lot less than the original price of these. Just got them in different colours, and the only thing I would have been missing was the stickers to say what date they were. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed with these. Next year I'll go with the Volants, because this is kind of pointless. I don't need an entire year of calendar pages in every single diary. However, it's handy for just writing down notes and things. But like I say, once I've finished these at the end of the year, I won't bother again. I will just get the pocket size, regular pocket size Cahiers type ones, and use those. These are not worth it. They're not worth the money, I think. So I won't bother showing you all this. This is all stuff you've seen before. It's January and February in here, because I didn't do an awful lot of journaling in January. I was too into my happy planner. I've got my Moleskine Midori Ziploc in here, which has usually got a pen in it, a pencil rather, and some stickers, but obviously I've taken them out. I've got some spare, these were out of a Moleskine Cahiers that I used last year, and it had a few spare pages in the back that were the removable pages. So I took those out to use in my journal when I want to write, because I didn't have any index cards, and these are the size of index cards. So I thought, well, I'll use index cards. Instead of using index cards, I'll just use Moleskine paper. Yes, I've gone back to my Moleskines for now. I like my Moleskines. I love my Midoris. Absolutely love my Midori notebooks, but they're so thin. Not the paper. I mean, yeah, the paper's thin, but that's neither here nor there. They're only like this wide. And I find that a bit frustrating. It means I always need to do a 2-page spread, which is basically an 8x8 every single time. And I don't always want to do 8x8, but I don't always want to do like tiny little skinny things either. So Moleskine Cahiers is just a better width. It's not quite A5, but it works. And then I've also got this is the Peerless Watercolours travel set that, what's her name? Art Mingle. What's her name? Olga at Art Mingle. I love the way she says that. It's so lyrical. When they see people sing their words, that's what it sounds like. She's singing. Anyway, she sent me the Peerless Watercolour palette. She made this for me. And while I'm not a huge fan of the Peerless watercolours, I don't want to waste them either, so I just chuck them in here. That's what should be in there, is a water brush. Now I remember. That should have a water brush in it, because that I was using my Peerless. So that I've just got, you know, my journal. And that's it. That's all I need. And this was a birthday present. This is, ooh, it's got chocolate on it. Don't know how that happened. I might have got chocolate for my birthday as well. This is one of my famous Parker Jotters that I love. The good old high school UK pens. But Monteverde have started making the inserts for them, and they are gel pen inserts, and they come in lots and lots of different colours. So instead of just having black, blue and red, we can now have bright pink. So of course I had to get bright pink. Oh, it's not shown as bright pink. It is luminous pink, like seriously, seriously bright. It is, in fact, yeah, it's that colour. It's that pink, which shows on camera, but the colour on the pen doesn't show on camera. So yeah, I can now write in my journal in bright pink, which of course is awesome. And then I've got my other journal. This is my desk journal. See, I told you I really only had things to show you today, not to do. This is my desk journal. This is one, oh well, these are both made by Ray Blake actually. I do have an original Midori, but the Moleskine Kayes kind of fit in here, all but like 1/4 of an inch. Actually, if you push it in, it does actually fit. So I just shoved that in there because I don't mind the overhang. And then this was actually made for me by Ray Blake to fit the Moleskine Kayes. And what I've got in here is 2 Moleskine Kayes, a book that he made that was the same size, and a Moleskine large soft cover. So this is just my idea books and colouring books and things. I won't bother showing you those because it's just scribbles. But basically when I'm testing pens or I'm trying out new stuff or whatever, it goes in there. Ideas, that sort of thing. Challenges and stuff that I want to do, I put in here. So this is more written stuff rather than notes, rather than... this is writing, and these are scribbles and doodles and stuff. And then this is currently my Flora book, but I think I can probably fit Flora and Fauna in here, for When Frogs Sing 2016. I've got a few pages of teacher notes I skip. So here we go. This is some of the stuff we've been doing in When Frogs Sing. We've been learning how to draw leaves. We're doing flora at the moment, so leaves, flowers, trees, that kind of stuff. Learning how to draw basic leaves, and then we did watercolours, and then we watercolour leaves, and then we've done our mixed media was matte medium and collage, and then we've done drawing materials, drawing pencils, dry drawing, coloured drawing, and the difference between colour drawing and graphite drawing. Sketching flowers and the rules of sketching flowers, because flowers are one of the few things that have rules because they adhere to things like the Fibonacci sequence and stuff like that. And then we've been drawing basic flowers shapes and complex flower shapes. So this is the one I need to edit, but I don't have it in me to edit it today, so I'm going to get up first thing tomorrow and edit the 2 and put them up. So that's that. That's my class journal, and I think I can probably flip Flora and Fauna because we've got another month to go. I might actually be able to fit the whole year in here, actually, because I'm not doing the in-between exercises. I'm just doing little bits. You're behind, are you, Ina? This is the one that's current. This is the current class. I'm behind, okay? One of my friends passed away and it knocked me for 6 a bit, so I got behind. But we have built in rest weeks and creative weeks and holiday weeks and stuff, so yeah, it's just a case of moving things around so that they fit, and you just get your weeks off in different places, that's all. This one hasn't gone up yet, so this is the current one. Colour pencil, flowers. And people usually ask me, so yes, you can still sign up for When Frogs Sing 2016. The class doesn't officially close ever. Well, it probably, I don't know. Officially, sign-ups for the live class finish in November because that's the last semester of the class. But you can still at the moment sign up for When Frogs Sing 2014, but not 2015 because 2015 doesn't have any sections that can be done on their own really. Because the planning and writing classes are separate and we're running them now currently. So yeah, if it's confusing, just ask. But yes, if you're interested in signing up for When Frogs Sing 2016, or if you want to sign up individually for Flora, Fauna, People or Places, which is the 4 semesters. So January, February, March is Flora, which is flowers and leaves and trees and stuff. April, May, June is Fauna, which is animals and things. July, August, September is People, and then October, November, December is Places, so like urban sketching type stuff, and drawing rooms and scenery and things. So we're covering all the basics this year. And I might keep the same format next year because it's going really well. People are enjoying the variety, and there's so many different things you could draw. You know, I chose to draw a rose this week. There are a billion different flowers I could have chosen to draw for the colour pencil drawing. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all I've got to show you. I really don't have anything much else. It's mostly just getting back into the swing of teaching again at the moment. And oops, there we go, there's my paper clip. And doing a bit of journaling and a bit of colouring and in between. But mostly I'm playing in my happy planner, if I'm honest. So, yeah, I think that's all I've got for you today. Let me stop the recording. Thank you for joining me, and I see you again very soon. Where's my